Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be something a little bit different. It's something I've kind of wanted to do for a while, and I'm finally doing it because I finally have two guns that are similar. It is a gun comparison in the PvE aspect, not the PvP. I will do a PvP video on both of these guns though in the future, and I'm probably going to do it actually within this next week because I'm working on it. I'm trying to get some game clips for it, so if you guys actually want to see the PvP version, if you guys are huge into PvP, then you guys can check these two guns out. Anyways, let's get into this video.
And I know they really wish we would fall till we fall. I'm the big bad wolf, is a full moon.
Alright, so this is the first gun. It is a Suros pulse rifle. Of course it is. Why not? It's not an Omolon one, although I do have an Omolon one that I'm trying to find a separate or another one that's similar to it. It doesn't have to be another Omolon one, obviously, just have to have the same rounds per minute. And this one is the Swift Ride pulse rifle from the Suros brand. You guys can see it right here. And you guys can see the stats right here are really nice, really balanced out. The range is good, stability is good, handling is good, reload speed is average. And rounds per minute 360, so it's on the slower end of the pulse rifles. And then it's got a 39 mag, which is actually the highest, or not the highest, but it's on the higher end of the pulse rifles. Usually round out around 30, 33. And yeah, this one has a little more burst, has more of a balanced out stats than most of the guns. Has the adaptive frame, which gives it a well-rounded, grip, reliable and sturdy, which actually would explain why it's so balanced out. And these are the sights. I will actually go through these. So you got the SPO 28 front, you have the SRO 41 ocular. Let's just let that load in. There you go. And then the SRO 52 ocular. And this one is actually probably the worst one for me. I like using this one the most. It just seems like the best one. It seems like it gives it better target acquisition, so you can stay on target better. And then let's go over to the next thing, accurized rounds, which increase your range for some reason and knocks your stability. And then you got the tactical mag, which will actually increase your stability, but it does down the range. I honestly would recommend not doing that if you're doing PvP. If you're doing PvE, maybe it's a little bit better to just do this because I don't think the range is that much of a difference. But in PvP, range is everything, obviously, and rounds per minute. I cannot talk right now. Anyways, so the tactical mag, you can put it on, just gives you one extra burst, but then it also gives you a little bit of stability and reload speed. So, I mean, it's your call on this one. I like to stick with the accurized rounds. And here's the thing that makes it stand out so much from other pulse rifles. It pretty much makes it the Messenger from Destiny 1. If you guys don't remember that gun, it was huge in multiplayer, but it was way stronger than this weapon. I will say that. I don't know if it was the same rounds per minute. I could probably go back and check that out. Maybe I can even do a video on that if you guys want to see that. Comment that down below if you'd like to see another kind of video, but it will be basing around Destiny 1 weapons and Destiny 2 weapons. But you guys can see landing body shots will increase headshot damage for a short time. I know it doesn't say that specifically, but that's what it is. And or I guess it's not headshot. It is precision damage because you can shoot what is it, the Vex in the stomach and it'll do it. But this makes it really, really good in multiplayer and in PvE against like bosses and stuff like that, because bigger targets, if you hit them in anywhere and then just in the eye or the face or whatever precision area it is, it will do a lot of damage. Anyways, so this is this gun. I have a nice little Suros shader on it because it was a little banged up. You guys can see right there, Ryan, that's my brother. That's Ultra Gyarados, he's online. And yeah, I don't have it really leveled up. This is the one of the Omolon ones that I have. And the next one we're going to compare it to is actually right here. Alright, so this is the other gun you guys already saw. So let me just take this away. It is the Cadenza, whatever, 43. I don't know how to say it right now. I'm messing up so much. This is the way I run it. You guys can see that I don't run the first one, and I do keep the first one on this thing. But it also has the adaptive frame. Has the same rounds per minute. A slightly smaller mag of one burst less. So, I mean, less. Anyways, so it's pretty good. Its stats aren't the best. I think the other one had better stats in my opinion, but feel wise I kind of like this one a little bit more. I don't know why, but it just feels so much nicer to me. And you guys can see I'm going to go through these. The SLO 12 post, it actually is the one that does absolutely nothing for the gun. Like the thing just pops up and it's just floating there and it has like the least amount of zoom. The SPO 57 front, which I think is the best one in the game. Besides, I guess there was another one on an assault rifle. I can't remember what it was though. And then we're going to go down to the SRO 37. This one's actually really nice too, but I don't recommend running it because I like the range. And then we got the high caliber rounds, which increases my range. And then you can also do steady rounds, which will well, I don't think it actually does anything, honestly. Maybe it does at further range, but it also decreases my range, so I don't really like it. I like doing it with range, and then it's got an outlaw, which is on most hand cannons, honestly, but its precision kills will greatly reduce or decrease reload time. I always just make up my own things. I just read it for a second, and then I don't read it specifically, so that's why I keep saying things completely different. That's why, you know. Anyways, so this actually does work very well, and I'm actually going to show you guys the recoil pattern for this gun. And I do have my HUD off. I don't know why. I should probably turn that on, but I don't really want to. So you guys are going to look at the recoil pattern for this. Just going to do it really fast. And that's pretty much it. It literally just goes off to the left. Let's pull out the other gun. Oh wow, actually I was using the Swift Ride right there, so I did not notice that. And that was the Swift Ride's recoil pattern. Let's go off to a little bit to the right. And now we got the Cadenza-43's recoil pattern. Also, pulse rifles just go off to the left. You guys can see right here. It kind of like stopped right there because it started all over here and then kind of stopped right here in this area. But they have pretty much the exact same recoil pattern, even though the stats say they don't. But if I had to give an edge to one, I would say the Swift Ride would have the edge, just for the fact that it has that headshot damage. I mean, that really does it, like, I don't know what to say. It just does a huge number when you're actually getting into gunfights and you actually miss the first headshot and then you hit them in the body and then it goes up to the head, because then you're doing extra damage and they're like, wow, how do you kill me so fast, you know? And yeah, so let's go ahead and look at some PvP, or PvE, my bad. Not PvP, not this episode. Next episode will be PvP for these two guns, but this one is going to be PvE. Let's go look at some just little clips that I have of this weapon. Also got an engram right there. Let's see if I can just land a couple of... There you go, see? So I hit him for 96. That was the actual added. In multiplayer, this does a lot different of a thing. I mean, right now it doesn't seem too crazy. I don't know why I threw the nade. I'm over here trying to do gun clips and stuff, and I'm hitting them with nades. So there's that. Also 29 on regular shots. So I mean, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. I really recommend just using this for mostly bosses. It just seems to work better on larger enemies, these dregs and things like that. So you guys can see right there, got a 96 and then 90s. So in multiplayer, I believe it does a 25 with the edition, but I'm not 100% sure. That's why I'm going to make the video on that later. So actually, here we go. We kind of had have a boss right here. So 48, 52, 48. Just keep landing some more shots. 52, 48, 52. Every once in a while it gives me that 52. So you guys can see that it does do a little bit of a buff. In multiplayer, it's much more prominent, and against bosses, it's much better. So let's just grab this. Now we're going to move on to the Cadenza, because why not? Alright, so now we are using the Cadenza now, and you guys can see it's just a flat 90, but that reload speed is amazing. Wow. I feel like I can hit more shots with this weapon as well, even though the recoil is, it says it's supposed to be more, but I feel like this one has a, like, I don't know what it is about it, but every time I get a kill, I feel like the next time I start shooting, the bursts are really compact, and then it makes it so that the weapon just has a better spread, I guess. The bullets don't bounce up as high, and I mean, that might be just because of the outlaw perk making me reload faster so I can shoot the next target faster, but I'm not really sure. I just feel like it hits a lot more, and it just seems like a better all-around weapon for me personally. But stats wise and just that headshot damage would technically bring the Swift Ride, or what was it? I think it was called the Swift Ride. I can't even remember. I don't use this weapon hardly ever. I like the Cadenza. I also like the camo I put on it more. It's the legendary Suros camo. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. I'm just gonna, oh wow, those guys disappeared. I was gonna say I was gonna kill them, but I guess I'm not anymore. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, if you guys want to see that, you know, that PvP version, which will be more in depth of the weapons and how they perform, and it will be a little bit more accurate to the way that it will work for the headshot damage, I believe. And I mean, if you guys want to see that, just don't forget to hit that like button so I know. Comment down below as well, and tell me any other weapons you guys would like me to do. I'm pretty much doing all the ones that I can think of. If there are other ones that are kind of similar, but you don't know which ones are like slightly better, or if they're not even the same RPM, I could do videos on that as well. Just let me know. And that's pretty much it. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe so you know when I post for tomorrow's video. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow.